Big brother's taking care of their little sister.
Good morning, everybody. Day 2 at the villa in Crimea in the mountains. It is gorgeous here. Look at this place. Who wouldn't want to stay there? It's stunning. Very nice place. We're going to a goat farm as well as a lavender farm. So pretty cool. Alright, this is equipment yard here. Equipment and mechanic yard. A lot of these big farms all have that. They got a spot here they can fix everything, store everything. So his family originally come from the Netherlands. A lot of, so it'd be the Mennonite background people. A lot of them left the Netherlands due to persecution, religious persecution. Fortunately, that happens. And so they've been here since 1800s, I believe he said, long time. And then they left at the fall of the Soviet Union. No, at the Russian Revolution, they left. So he's got a lot of family in Canada and in the States as well. And he came back again. He's rebuilding this farm. So very interesting man to talk to. And we have some similar roots because I was also from the Netherlands, born in Friesland. Pretty cool. Grandfather in this area, his grandfather and his grandfather's brothers lived in this particular area. His grandmother lived in also in Krem, but in a different area. So they have historical roots. Anissa and I have had 2 separate goat farms. First one not so successful, the last one very successful. And one of my brothers still milks goats. He's milking about 1,000 goats right now. So it's something we understand, something we really enjoyed actually. How many goats have you got?
Around 500, not only here, but...
Goats. He's got some sheep because he likes them. He's got about 100 sheep. And then he's also got a lot of goats. This actually looks a lot very familiar. It's like a coverall building. My brother's goats, a lot of them are in these sharp sheds as well. They're really nice looking sheep. I don't know what kind of breed these are, I don't know. These are huge. They're only 4 months old, he's telling me. I've never seen a sheep grow that fast. It's phenomenal. These are born in February. They look like adult-sized sheep. He said when he first brought them here, he told people these would be this size in 4 months. He says it's impossible, but here they are. So I'm going to look into this breed a little bit more. He did say what it was. I'll try to look it up. I've never heard of it. So. He brought them 15 years ago from Europe. They do have Charlotte here.
He's going to give us a contract.
Oh, nice. Can we breed it with Romana?
You can, yes, but they have a bigger carcass, so you have to kind of worry about, you know, when you breed them. But
good to know people.
Also has Dorset, so they're going to give us a contract as well.
For Dorsets, and so we can start another line.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We just want to show you young.
Yeah. Talking about these goats here, he used to have a lot of Zainan goats, which is what we're familiar with, but he found the fat content was minimal. And so 3.5, 4% fat content. He's now crossbreeding them with a Spanish goat, which is doing 6% butterfat. So that's phenomenal. So the milk he finds is a lot sweeter now, tastes a lot better, but way higher butter content, which of course, or way higher butter fat content, which is essential for making, of course, cheese, butter. So this is first generation of the crossbreed between the Zainans and the Spanish goat. I didn't get the name of the Spanish goat. What was the name of the Spanish goat? Musiana Granadina. Granadina. Sounds Spanish. Musiana Granadina. There you go. So first generation. You're welcome.
This is Musiana Granadina from Spain. Black ones.
Hey, big guy.
And they have some
Dobre.
dwarfs.
Look like they're ready to ramp.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that one running you over. Hmm?
Мы тут планировали завести как, ну, как,
He goes for the tours.
да, контактный зоопарк, и вот это набрали.
They were planning to open every zoo.
Yeah.
That's why they
Я тоже. Это надо. Да. Дети люблю.
They can. Oh. Very thin.
Where I do always see a way to improve. I'm like, yeah, this is not bad, but we can fix it. And I've been told before that's the German and Dutch nature. And so this gentleman as well, he's got Dutch and German background, and I just hear it everywhere we talk to. He's like, he's working on these genetics and playing with those genetics and improving this and improving that. And I really have a high degree of appreciation for that. Because if we always leave things the way they are and don't improve, we're going to get stuck somewhere along the line. We're going to be way behind everybody else, and that's not good. So one thing I see here in Russia as well is their willingness to improve in Russian agriculture. They want to excel, they want to exceed, they want to grow and become a major exporter. And so they're willing to bring in genetics and willing to help farmers improve things that need to be improved, better technologies. Some of the best dairy farms have visited here as well. These guys went to Canada, they visited a few Canadian dairy farms, they seen the good airflow, and they said, hey, I want to do that. And they went back and they built the same thing because it's the same climate here as what we're used to. So very, very fascinated with this farmer, with Willy, and what he's doing here, and some of the animals. We've taken some notes and taken down some genetics, and would like to study that a little bit more and see if we can implement some of that on our farm as well. You haven't been following along. We are on a trip of a lifetime, an epic journey in Crimea. We're here for 10 days total, and we're checking out a bunch of different agricultural places and agricultural related stuff. So check out all the videos. We've already visited a few. There's a whole series of this, and we're hoping to do more. We're just super thankful for this opportunity, and we're learning a lot. And so we hope you guys enjoy it as well. Please like, share, subscribe. Check out all the videos. Leave your comments down below. Be happy to hear your thoughts. So we got wheat here in the barn. Little feed bins is kind of neat. Oh yeah, peas. Those are peas. Flax. Flax. Got a hammer mill here. He puts the hose on it, sucks it out of the bins. Same as we showed you guys before. It stays this place, but you can pick your stuff out of the bags, bins, wherever you want. Goes into here. Smashes up, blows up into the mixing bin, and then he can add whatever he wants. And I think that's pretty cool. Down the bottom here, you can add minerals or salts, premix, whatever you want. When it's done mixing, you got a scale here to measure it all to make sure you get the right amount. After that, it ends up trucking up the hill into these bins, and then it's ready to be used. And then he's got hopper bottom bins there. You can just pull the slide, drop whatever you need. Pretty cool. Oh, look at that. We got a milking parlor. Now I feel like I'm at home. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Double 14 parlor. So the goats that come in from the end, come around the corner here, stick their heads in the hole. They open up. When this guy comes down, it'll open up the panel for the next guy, and the next guy can get his head in and onward. So we had a similar one. I had a double 26, so a bit bigger than this guy. And there you go. So that one opens up, and then it opens up for the next guy. See, no goat can get in this hole until the first one opens it up. So now that it's opened it, now that guy can push his head down and get his head in. So you put 14 goats, and then they can't get away because once they're in, that bar's over their head. They can't run away on it.
Здесь вот количество молока на одну.
So this is the amount of milk from one cow.
Так сделать. Почему у них коза не каждый год приносит козленка, 2-3 года доится.
Very cool. So he was just showing us paperwork here. Every year he's improving genetics, getting more and more leaders. Very cool. And they built this all themselves. They were given a price on how to on a ready-made system. It was way too much money, so they built it themselves. Which the vast majority of the goat dairy guys in Canada, when they first started, did the same thing. They built it themselves. They'd use retired cow parts. This looks like a pulsator from the cows, but these are special units for the sheep. I believe they're the self-closing ones as well. They have a button in the bottom usually. Yeah, so they either turn on or don't turn on right in there. So it's pretty cool. Turks will get one of these lots. Cow barns have them all the time, and our goats are always scratching themselves on something. And we always talked about getting one. I never did. But that's what this is, big old brush. And they love to just rub their backs on it, scratch off the dead hair and stuff. It just makes them happy.
Кто покупает у нас, это на сыры. Если я сейчас начну кормить силосом или ножом, они не будут у меня покупать. Потому что у них потом эти головки сыра взрываются.
It said if you feed them with wet hay, it said whoever makes cheese out of it, they will blow up. The cheese.
Почему?
Почему?
Так они говорят.
That's what people say.
Он туда другой вкус, и туда какие-то микробы, какие-то бактерии, не знаю.
He's not sure, but
Да.
something about bacterial.
Interesting. Like I said, these are the crossbreed goats. He's getting 3 liters a goat, a little over 3 liters a goat actually on these, with much higher butter fat than you would get on Zanans alone. And that's because they're crossbred with the Spanish breed. I'd be curious to know more about the Spanish breed. I've never heard of them. There's lots of things I don't know. He's feeding dry hay, not silage or haylage. And then they have here straw and premix, grains mixed in. So, but he's getting good liters out of them. More goats.
I think it was kind of like it would be for hoof trimming, but I don't need it.
The gates? No, just to block them off so you can clean one side or the other or do bedding or whatever. Nice and clean goats as well. But the big bags on these, that's what I like to see. That's a lot of milk in there. So these units, all right, then it goes into the milk line. One of these is a vacuum line and the other one is a milk line. Both will have vacuum on it, but the one, the milk runs through back here. The other one is strictly for vacuum for the pulsator. The pulsator allows the milking unit to do this action. All right, then the milk line runs over here and it comes into this unit. There's a float in here, so once it gets to a certain height, you can see the steel shaft in there. The float will tell it's full. The milk pump pumps, and it pumps it out of here off to the milk tank. All right, so you can see the other line up here runs across and into the milk house. Milk house, big sinks. I need to get a couple of those. Yeah, this is all big drain. Milk comes in there, goes in the filtering unit. Yep. Get the plastic. Oh, yeah, шланг.
Кусок шланга, но там стоит фильтр.
Да. Yeah, it's a sock filter. Yep. That goes in there, and then from there, it gets pumped out to the tank through this hose. And this laying here right now, but of course during milking they put it in this tank. There you go, similar tank to us. No gasket on here either. So then that is turning around in circles with this motor, because if milk sits too long, all the fat comes to the top. So you got to keep it spinning around, not constantly, or you make butter. Just every so once in a while it turns to keep it from settling or separating. Yeah, that's like ours. Doesn't taste like dope. Очень вкусно. Да. It doesn't taste like dope, whatever you say.
Говорят, не пахнет козой, ничем, очень вкусно, как наша, говорят.
No smell. It's good. Try it.
Никакого.
That's good milk.
Yeah, that is very yummy.
The kind of farm my wife and I could stay at for days. I love goats. I love goat milking. I really enjoy the industry. I enjoy the milk and I enjoy the work. And I always find goats is like it's like a small scale animal that works really well with kids. Kids can deal with goats in a way that you can't with cows so much, if you know what I mean. Like they're smaller, easier to work with for them. All right, we're gonna take a drive into the field now. Have a look over there and see what kind of crop came out here. Looking at this, I don't know what it is. Что это?
I know, but
Экспорт.
Nobody knows it.
Nobody knows. He's growing it?
Питательность выше, чем
But it's better than lizards or wildlife.
Okay. So it's a legume.
Yeah, it looks like a legume.
What's the
Oh yeah, there you go to me.
вот это вот. Вот.
Okay. And all these little leaves. Like I said, this does really well in the dry year, but in a wet year, he's pretty sure it'll be fine as well. But it's very drought tolerant, which is nice. So I wonder about mixing, what a kind of a mix it would be if you mix it with a few others. It looks like good feed. As far as percentages of protein, you're looking at 16 to 20%. So very much the same as alfalfa and clover. And that's the main reason for growing it, because you need protein to make milk. So the higher protein feed, better milk, better quality milk. This also has natural tannins in it, which is very good for parasite control in sheep. Alfalfa and clover, yeah, the conditions need to be right. Anyway, this grows on really dry ground. So around here, they don't get a lot of rain. It's very dry climate here in Crimea, and this grows very, very well. Same point. Interesting. And you're getting a good harvest here. Like, this is pretty tall. And it's up to Anissa's waist here. And this is in a, you're pretty sure, yeah. That's over her head. Anyway, so nice crop. They would have cut it yesterday, but it's going to rain tomorrow. But you can see here, it's been tromped on. See, it looks a nice field. It's got lots of leaf in it. And he's also saying with alfalfa, a lot of times they don't want to eat the stalk because it's pretty dry and hard. And that's especially if it's been left a long time. So the bales I'm feeding the cows right now is pretty hard. And this, he says, no problem to eat the whole thing. So when I make silage for our goats, and what I'm hoping to do for our cows eventually too, I'm hoping to make silage. So we cut it, we'll bale it the following day. It'll still be very wet and almost kind of like eating this, but it's very palatable, very easy to eat. Versus dry hay can be a little bit more more issues with stockiness, right? So, but yeah, it looks like nice field or nice feed, and it makes for great pictures, of course.